Well, here we are at AT&T Stadium here in Dallas, Texas, with the Dallas Cowboys versus the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals will start out the game with the ball. And here we go. At their own 25, they come out with a shotgun with a couple receivers to the left and one on the right. And they complete a short pass to the running back, and they get virtually nothing. 3-yard gain on the play. And the Cowboys were right there to bottle them up. C.J. Anderson. It's a good back, but he just couldn't break free there. And it was a nice little zone defense played by the Cowboys. Let's see what the Bengals are going to come up with next. Oh, well, there's the game boost for the game for the Dallas Cowboys. And, well, the Cowboys are looking to go to the dime here to match up all those receivers and bottle them up. You know, as the Bengals once again come out with a shotgun formation, no running back in the backfield this time. And they drop back and they get a quick completion there, but they gain 1 yard. Phillip Rivers, he's a good quarterback, but he's been fairly inconsistent in his career. He's always been, not very steady, especially when he was in San Diego a few years ago. But he has some good years, he has some good games, but then he has some bad years and some bad games. Anyways, the Cowboys are going to roll out the nickel here with 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 DBs. And the Bengals are once again coming out in the shotgun, looking to spread out the field just a little bit, So, see what happens here. It looks like they're going to get the first down on their first drive. So they start out pretty decently. They got, Phillip Rivers in a groove, but they want to get him in a bigger groove. They don't want these short completions that, yeah, they got a first down, but they want to push the ball down the field. It's, the Cowboys are giving them an awful lot underneath, but not like a huge amount, They're giving them some underneath routes, and they're eventually going to have to button up that coverage a little bit. Anyways, it looks like AT&T Stadium is filled to capacity here to watch these two teams play. The Cowboys come in undefeated, and they're looking to keep that streak going, as they force a really, really bad throw there by Phillip Rivers. He looked like he had a little bit of pressure, but, that was a really bad throw by Rivers there. Alright. So, again, I think that the Cowboys are going to stick to that. No, they're not sticking to the 3-4. They're going to the dime here in a minute. Yeah, well, the dime defense is good against the pass. It puts more speed on the field. It's kind of, just trying to match the offensive formation here a little bit. Make them get some pressure, get some things like that. And right now the Cowboys defense, one of their star players, J.J. Watt, he's been doing pretty good, but he's been lacking in terms of sacks. That is because obviously the Cowboys are playing more nickel D and dime, and more nickel and dime D than pure 3-4 or 4-3 stuff. Obviously, that was pretty good defense that drive. Forcing them to punt. It wasn't a 3 and out. The Bengals can hold their heads high on that, but they can definitely, do better on the next drive. So they're gonna punt, and the Cowboys are gonna get the ball back, or get the ball for the first time today, really. Anyways, here we go. The punt is away, and Hester decides to return it because why not? Gets it out back to about the 20, the 19-yard line to be specific. That wasn't a great return, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, so the Cowboys on their first drive are starting with Jared Goff as the quarterback and Todd Gurley as the running back, and they're looking to get some good positive yards on these plays. I think the keys to getting some positive yards when you got a young quarterback like Goff in the game is to have a good ground game, to start running the ball a little bit. And it looks like they're going to do that when they come out in the I formation here. So, yeah, they're going to run the ball and, gained about 4 yards. That's nice and solid. 4 yards is pretty good. You know, so that's a pretty good first ground gain right there. Anyways, you know, let's see what the Cowboys are going to call next. They're probably going to go with something a little different, trying to mix it up. And maybe they'll go with the power O, maybe they'll go with the dive or something like that. But, yeah, you never know. Probably just going to run a simple play here to get more yards, you know, see if they can get the first down. Because when you're in this stage of the game, you want to set teams up for your success. You don't want to reveal too much. You got a 3rd and 3 here, so again, a punt, a 3 and out, or a 1 first down is not really going to hurt you. What does hurt you, because you're down inside your own 30, is turnovers. So obviously we're not gonna try to get a lot of interceptions or fumbles down here. So let's see who's open. Nice little throw there, and they got the first. Yeah, you can tell when you get the first when you look at the down and distance, and then the yard lines where it's like, oh, you went from 26 to the 30, first down. Yeah, we're pleased as punch to see the Cowboys doing so well here. Probably gonna just run another play here, run them out of the shotgun. You know, that left tackle's been struggling. He's been feeling sick all week. You know, he's been really under the weather, and he's not doing such a great job today, especially on that play right there, where it looks like he was beat by that defensive end. Like, beat badly, not even like, you know, not even putting up much of a fight. Anyways, the Cowboys get another first down. They get it out to about the 40. The 42 to be exact. Okay. Now if I'm the Cowboys, they're going to try to mix in the medium game and the short game, you know? So they're going to try to do that and see if we can get some first downs here again. And, you know, keep the drive going. You got a first drive, you want to get some points. That's really good. If you don't, oh well. That guy's open, but did he catch it? No, he did not. Could not hang on. Yeah, those plays are pretty tough to execute, and you gotta have good hands. You can't run with the ball and not catch it, or you gotta have a good video game that can do that. But either or, it's not easy to make those plays. Well, let's see what we can do next. What are they gonna call? You know, this Bengals team has been struggling as of late. So, what's the next call here? Okay, so we're gonna get it to the back out of the backfield and get a first down or come close to it. So that's a pretty good decision there. You don't make the turnover. You get close enough to a 3rd and short. Not like you want first downs, but also third and ones. I mean, those are pretty good as well. You know, 3rd and 1, first down. You might as well count it as a first down against the Bengals team. They haven't been doing so hot. So now they're gonna come out and they're gonna probably go to another formation. Maybe no, they're gonna stick in the shotgun, and we're gonna go with maybe a short pass, something like that, a drag route. You know, see what happens here, because we're in 4-down territory. So let's see what happens. Yeah, the circle is wide open. He's going to take that every day of the week and get to about the 35. That's a good passing play right there. Get the first down. You know, lay the smack down. Yeah, the Cowboys have been rolling. So yeah, let's see how this goes. See if they can keep the drive going, get some points, get off some touchdown passes. You know, I know he's not been a great quarterback so far, but 4 for 5 passing. It shows he's kind of turning the corner, as in my opinion here. Finds his open man again, even though it wasn't like wide open. It was open. Get about 5 yards there. That's pretty good. So what we got here is the Cowboys are trying to get all the players, all the short routes, to draw them up close and see if they can get a guy deep eventually. Yeah. But the Cowboys are doing pretty well here. It's nothing like an ice cold Diet Coke here in the booth with AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys are just taking on the Bengals here. 2nd and 5. We got another. Oh, come on! See, that was like the offensive line wasn't really doing a good job there at all. Most people say you gotta have a star quarterback in this league. To an extent, I agree. To an extent, I also gotta disagree because you do need a line in front of them that can block. If you don't have that, then your quarterback is on the freaking injury, cart. So, as much as star quarterbacks are important, you need the line in front of them to block. You need the backs to be good. You can't be one-dimensional, and you gotta have good receivers, which is Cowboys team invested in the fantasy draft that just recently took place. I mean, they got a good 1 and 2, and then the rest of them are whatever, but they at least have 2 guys that you can go to as receivers. And of course, you got to get tight ends too, which we have. So, yeah, the Cowboys are doing pretty good. Yeah, the Cowboys are doing pretty good. The Bengals, not so much. They don't seem to have much outside of Rivers and C.J. Anderson. And of course, Todd Gurley goes nowhere because number 99 just came in and cleaned his clock pretty much on that draw play. Okay, so what's the next play you do here? You got 2nd and 10. You don't want to keep losing yards or get no yards, See what happens here. See what play they decide to pull, go to the end zone, maybe go get the first down, who knows. And we decided to just run the ball and pretty much glitch our way to a first down. Power running, gotta love it. So the Cowboys are set up with a 1st and goal from the 10, which is not bad. I mean, you got a first down, you got 3 more plays to work with to get into the end zone. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll go with the mesh here and just do that. Hopefully, when you're 1st and goal from the 10, your main goal is always to get in the end zone, but also you want to try to get, not have this incomplete pass where you get pressures of like massive linemen just hitting the quarterback as they throw. That's a negative, folks. That is not good. That is really not good, especially for the Cowboys, especially for a young quarterback. That's going to rattle his confidence. It's going to make him second guess himself. Yeah, this has been a really, really tough game for Goff, just physically. Maybe not mentally, because the Bengals are giving him a lot of leeway here. But you want to try to get not as many hits on the quarterback. It's just gonna waggle him out. Are they gonna do that? They're probably gonna bootleg him out a little bit, see what they can do. Get a receiver open, possibly the fullback, because this Bengals team is really doing a lot with blitzing. So you want to try to get some guys that are open. There we go. Got that fullback in. That's a touchdown. That guy was not going to take him down. He had nerves to steal. Anyways, the Cowboys score first and go up by 6. Yeah, the Cowboys have a high-powered offense. They've been rolling over every team in the league. So, let's see what they can do here today, See if they can get... Oh, okay, is that off? No, it just fits inside the uprights. 7-0 Dallas here in the first quarter. And this game is starting off pretty nicely. You got teams just struggling for position and all that. Let's see what happens here. See what they decide to do. They're going to get a nice return. About to the 29, 30-yard line, which is really a really good return. And the Cowboys going to come out in the 3-4. They've just been kind of trying to keep it basic, not trying to get a lot of formations out there. They're just trying to keep it 100. Yeah. So the Cowboys just, yeah, they're gonna start killing the quarterback eventually. You got J.J. Watt on the team. You're gonna force pressure. You're gonna force the Bengals to make mistakes. You're gonna force them into second and long, third and long, which is where you want to be as the defense. DeMichael Ryans, the veteran, helping out there. Yeah, this is a pretty stacked Dallas team. They may not have all the depth, but they do have a good core. Their coaches have been talking to me and telling me that they're trying to, build around this core, especially on defense in a way, because defense, the core is set for now. Built for the winning now. And on offense, their core is more set for the future, which is kind of a double-edged sword. When you're set for the future, you want to have confidence in what you're doing. You don't want to be, running around trying to find a quarterback or trying to find a running back. I think that's so many teams get caught up in like, oh, we got to keep this guy around. What for? Like, he's a bum. Alright, so the Bengals line up in the shotgun, and they're gonna get pressured again, and that's incomplete. So the Cowboys are gonna get another punt, force another punt, 3-and-out here. They're doing well, pretty good for the first couple of plays, and this first couple of series they've been doing really well. They haven't been giving up a lot of yards, giving up a lot of penalties. Penalties kill you. They just do. So yeah, they're just, penalties make close games into losses. Close wins into a loss. You want to look at that, you gotta go penalty wise. Of course, the Cowboys are gonna start out at least 36. So, the Cowboys are just trying to, like, at this point they gotta separate. You're up by one score basically. So you want to try to get some separation here. And they're going to probably go to another play here in the I, and they're going to run the power O, I believe. The power O is a good power running game. I think the key is when you're running at this team, it's why they don't have, they have a great pass rush, but they don't have a good run defense. Because they're so aggressive, they come upfield instead of looking for the ball carrier. That's not great, because that gives up a lot of yards on the ground. And that can be exploited through draws, through traps, through everything. Like, even just running the ball, like in that play, like if they had a couple guys staying home, they would, stop Gurley, but they can't, and they won't. Gurley's a great back, but when you give him mismatches in coaching and mismatches in defensive line, it's just over. Unfortunately, though, he has that major health issue, which is kind of surprising that the Cowboys will let him play in this game. It's an early season game. You don't want to get this guy hurt with his knee being all messed up. So let's see what the Cowboys decide to do, how they decide to play it. Do they decide to throw more because they don't want to risk injuring him? Who knows? Anyways, so the Cowboys, they've been riding hot in this series. So, they want to keep it going. They want to keep seeing if they get more wins. See if they can eventually advance to their Super Bowl. It's been since '95 since this team was that good. So, again, they want to try to see if they can get there. We get another first down here. They're kind of marching on the doorstep. So, yeah, they seem like they have a good enough team to get to the Super Bowl. Well, the Cowboys have a good young core. They're obviously off to a hot start. So getting to the Super Bowl should be pretty sweet, It's always a high goal to get that far in the postseason, but when you got a good young core and you're trying to build experience and you got a good head coach and you got a good group of guys, you should do it, Go for it. You don't know if you're going to get that chance again with this group of guys, especially with like Larry Fitzgerald and some of the other guys on this team where it's a little bit more dicey. Like, it's one thing to have Goff and Gurley in the backfield, but it's another thing to have a bunch of guys that are just older on the outside that, you know, you want to get them a ring. You know, those guys are loyal. Been loyal to everybody in their time in the league. So yeah, you know, then the Cowboys here are gonna probably, you know, come out of the shotgun. 6 yards per attempt. You got to get that yards per attempt up. That's not very good. And they dump it off to Gurley, who gets into the end zone with a fantastic power spin move. And Goff has been just on fire, getting his second touchdown pass of the game here. How about them Cowboys? You know what I mean? Just like getting out to a 14-0 lead here in the first half, and let's see what we can do. Let's see what happens in the second. You know, because the Bengals are just coming out flat-footed. They're just not in the game yet. In the first, especially for this first quarter, like to be down for 14-0 that early, they got to get a drive going. They got to get some points. Anyways, so Dallas is going to be back on defense, and let's see what happens here. Especially with Rivers. Like Rivers, you can't count him out. He's not that bad of a quarterback. So it's not like you're facing off against Brock Osweiler, which is kind of like, I mean, any pro quarterback is good. Like, to go a little off topic here, we were talking with somebody today about Brian Scalabrine, the white mamba of the NBA. You know, the guy that you think you could beat one-on-one, he could probably school you because the gap between normal people and professional athletes is just that big. I mean, there's a reason why they're pros. So, you know, you can't count a team out, but you can start seeing the signs of, like, a team just, you know, falling apart and not getting it done. Yeah, so there we go. Stuff them on the run. A little bit 3-yard gain. I mean, if I'm the Bengals, I'm not panicking. I'm not trying to rush things here, because if you start like panicking and forcing things, and you can make this a pretty big hole. So yeah, they want to keep things from getting worse. Maybe not play as conservative as they just that last play was, but you know, just trying to see if they can get some good first downs here, good things going. And you know, they've got what, 3rd and 2, so that's a good sign for them. Yeah, so 3rd and 2s are pretty good. It forces the defense to adjust a little bit, because you can't play a lot of nickel. I mean, you really shouldn't play a lot of nickel on 3rd and 2, because you never know what they're gonna do. They might run the ball, they might throw it. You know, they get the first down, nice gain on the ground, about 8 yards. You know, that's pretty good. But 3rd and 2s are tough, because that could happen even when you come out with pretty much the best formation to stop that. A 34 with a solid defensive line, you know, that's pretty much the formation you want on that play. I wasn't, you know, forced off the field there. On this play, they get stuff. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter, and we go to the second quarter where we're going back to the 3-4, because why not? And I'm probably going to be out formationed here because it's a shotgun, unless they get a blitz, which is, I mean, the blitzing is not great. That was really rushed. That was the result of good pressure by my defense. And again, how about them Cowboys? Just getting that pressure up the middle, not up the middle, on the edge, and somewhat up the middle, to be honest. I'm going to go with the dime here and see what the formation they call, what play they call. Yeah, they're going with the regular base dime defense here. Gonna move that guy up in the gap over some. Oh, that was good pressure though. Again, that play didn't have any time to develop. It's a 4th and 10. So once again, the Cowboys will be getting the ball back, and that's going to be really interesting for them to do that. Yeah. So let's see what we could do on the punt. Cowboys punt coverage has not been great, so you know, they're just trying to tread water here. And punts are probably their least skilled aspect of the game, like the punt return unit. I mean, I don't know why you'd field it in the end zone. That's only trouble if you drop the punt. I mean, they don't drop it often, but still, you drop the punt, you're giving up a touchdown or safety. You know, nothing good can come of that. So, yeah, you know, things happen, but still. All right, so I think we're gonna run the ball here. Good job running the ball on first down. You know, Gurley's been on fire as he bounces it to the outside and gets about 8 yards, close to a first. See, this is where the Bengals are they're like soft as Charmin on defense at this point. And the Cowboys are eating them up. Like, it's one thing to be soft and like not have a good run defense. It's another thing to be soft and just like terrible. Like, I think that's the misnomer. You can be soft and have a great pass defense and get a lot of picks, but not a great run defense. And that you can live with that. You can't live with a soft defense overall. You know, that's not a good thing. Giving up those underneath routes, not a good thing. So yeah, this has been a pretty good game for the Cowboys. You know, just getting out there and whooping them so bad. You know, just probably gonna go with that drive play. Yeah. Yeah, this has been pretty interesting as they put that man in motion. And is he gonna be open? He's wide open. Yeah. Usually with this team, they like to hit those short drag routes, and that's if they're there, you take them. You know, if they're not like covered, like, you know, so yeah, that's something that's the Bengals got to get up and cover. And then I don't know. I really don't like any of those plays except for maybe the running plays in that formation. That formation is kind of limited. Like, I don't know. I wish I could actually play it. You know, when you're recording, it's almost like you gotta, you know, monitor what play you're saying. Like, so you don't go, oh, that play was garbage. And it's like, no, that play was what you called, dipshit. I mean, you gotta have confidence in what you call, but you also, like, when you're doing this business, it's like, shoot. All right. So we are still doing this. This is still going to happen. We got the mesh play here. I can just tell it just by the crossing routes, and we get close to a first, I think. Yeah, 6 yards is close enough to call that. Yeah. So right now they're going with the norm Y flex tight. So let's see what happens here. Just it's been a pretty good game for for Dallas. They've gained a lot of yards. They've also had a good defensive showing, so running the slant here. He was wide open. Nice move by Fitzgerald on the outside to get open. Yeah. So right now Dallas is doing pretty well. Roughing up Cincinnati. Just in general, like, it's one thing to get a lot of big plays. It's another thing to be like taking time off the clock. That's something most people don't think about. When you take time off the clock, you start getting good. That's a great offense in a way, because that limits what your defense has to bring to the table. So you got to have good ball control in a way. Not like you don't want to be too run heavy or too short pass heavy, but like if you take 1 second or 1 minute for every drive, you're gonna be your defense gets tired. And that's counting on that you actually score all the time versus throw interception or fumble or whatever. So yeah, right now we're just gonna do the drag fork, and that guy's wide open, but there was no way that pass was getting completed. Yeah, that was way off just due to the pressure, you know. So let's see what happens. What do you call here, coach, on 3rd and 9? You know, there's not a lot you can call, especially like at the 40 where it's like, are you in 4-down territory or not? You know, you're not really in 4-down territory, but you know, who knows? Oh, and he got stopped short, but he got at least in the field goal range. Yeah, for barely in the field goal range. That guy's, I think he's injured on the field, but Jericho Catry doing a good job getting us in the field goal range because 3rd and 9 is pretty tough. You don't know how that's going to work out, especially at this point in the game. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the field goal unit comes on the field. This kicker has been really good this year for the Cowboys. I mean, my input usually sucks with kicking, but the kicker's been really good this year with the Cowboys. So let's see if he hits it. It's a little bit far, but you know what? He got it good. So we got a 17-0 lead. 10 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And the Cowboys are rolling here. I mean, even though they got a field goal that last drive, they are still pretty much kicking the butts of the Bengals, sending them back to Cincinnati here. You know, this game has, like, it's on the edge of being a straight-up blowout at this point. You know, especially if the Cowboys defense continues its dominance and all that. So, yeah, let's see what happens here. And, I mean, you know, the one thing Cincinnati cannot do, again, is force it. They can't force anything at this point. You know, you're not going to, like, get success that way. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they handle it. Do they go really aggressive? I mean, they've been coming out a lot of gun formations and shotgun and pistol and multiple receivers, but they haven't really thrown the ball deep. So, who knows? Let's see what happens. And he gets sacked, dropped at like the 15. So that's J.J. Watt with the sack, upping the power there. Yeah, he's. I like J.J. Watt just because he's pretty good, but I don't put him on the field most of the time. When you're in a nickel, it kind of like you only have a few formations that he's on the field. So when he gets on the field, he's got to dominate. And also, I got to put some packages in. The coaches really haven't been doing that well this year. So, yeah, it's kind of nice to have all this stuff going on. But, you know, again, when you're up 17-0, you can't complain too much. And you get the pick. That's nice. That is nice. Turnovers, always accepted for the Cowboys. You know, they just rock. You know? Especially when you get that one. That was thrown pretty poorly. I mean, it was to the right receiver, just to the wrong person, you know, like right at the safety there, or the DB. I'm not sure if he's a safety. You know, but, yeah. So Jared Goff comes into the game with great field position, with no reason. Like, I mean, at this point, the Cowboys are just, like, going to chew the clock. I mean, you don't even really need to score. You could get a field goal on this drive and it'd still be the game wouldn't be out of reach. I mean, obviously the Falcons and the Patriots have proven that, you know, Super Bowls and games, you could be up 28-3 and you could still lose the game. So Gurley is going to be pretty big in this. Unfortunately, I do have Richie Incognito on this team, so yeah, that makes me cringe. You know, so yeah, it's like great. I have a complete jerk on this team. I think the key is, though, with jerks is you got to keep them on a short leash in the real world. I mean, all kidding aside, all posturing aside, this is a video game. So what's gonna happen? I mean, you know, he's not gonna, like, I mean, unless there's virtual crimes, he's not gonna probably do them. Oh, there we go. Get open. Touchdown. Okay, so now the Cowboys are up again. 3 touchdown passes for Goff. That's pretty good. That is actually awesome. I mean, hitting that guy was a really tough throw. You're on the move. You're looking for the man downfield. And number 85 manages to get a little bit of separation. That pass was right on the money. Poor tackling by Cincinnati. But, I mean, if you're at the 1, you got to get it in. So, again, it's like good execution by Dallas. So, yeah. Yeah, this Cowboys team is clicking. 24-0 in the first half. You know, in the second quarter. So they just can't be complacent. That's the key, though, is they really shouldn't be that complacent. Yeah, it's just been one of those days where the Cowboys came out of bed and just started whooping ass. You know, versus Cincinnati, who kind of just rolled out of bed and fell off and slept till 2. You know, that was a little odd, but yeah. Of course, the Cowboys are kicking their ass. I mean, I don't really know who's on Cincinnati other than C.J. Anderson and Phillip Rivers, and I mean, maybe it's just because I'm a homer, but you know, the Cowboys seem to really have it on top here. Especially like in terms of just defense, like that defense has been really kicking butt. So, you know, it's been good, to be honest with you, to have this good defense, this good offense, and all that stuff. To not unplug my microphone, you know, when I sat the fuck down, because that pisses me off. Like, again, that almost happened twice in like 24 hours, so it's just weird. It happened yesterday. I got it, you know, with this microphone, but yeah. I gotta get a wireless mic. I gotta, you know, start doing things differently here. Get a little run stop there. Nice there by Watt. That's why I like Watt. I always view him as a great character guy. Like, guy that just loves football. And, you know, he's doing really good. You know, he's very kind of nice. He seems like a nice dude in real life, to be honest with you, too. Which helps, like, the perception, like, in general. But, anyways, we are coming up on, you know, that closer to the end of this video than we were a few minutes ago. But, you know, who knows? I mean, right now the Cowboys are just stuffing them. Like, 2nd and 16, you get 9 yards. That's actually a really good surprise call, because again, I'm expecting them to throw it, you know, expecting them to wing it, you know, because you're 2nd and 16. You want to get the first down. You don't want to run the ball. You want to throw it a little bit. Yeah, it's been really, really good with Dallas this year. It's been really nice to have this team just rolling. To just do that, and then to get close to the first down. Probably got the first down. Yeah, he got the first down. Yeah, so the Cowboys have been really good. They're undefeated right now, which is kind of jinxing them, because you're gonna lose eventually, you know, especially when you don't have unlimited continues, you know, like I normally do, where I just say screw it, start the game over. I want to do these videos with some, you know, pizzazz and give them the facts. Which is something that takes a lot of, like, I'm a sore loser, so yeah, that should be obvious. Alright, we're coming up to the end of this first part, you know, the first half. This has been a really, really good. Oh yeah, stop that run. There we go. Get that guy. C.J. Anderson, you ain't got shit. Yeah, this has been awesome to do these, to just be doing these kinds of videos, to be honest. Especially with the Cowboys and the Patriots. They've been real sports. Alright, so what do you call now? Do you just let the defense go auto pick, because that was not a good idea. Alright, stuffed on a 3rd and 2. You get 2nd and short, 3rd and short, and then you fail to get the first. That was an awesome stand by Dallas. Dallas has just been whooping them. Just from, like, every perspective. Not just from, like, oh, they have good pass coverage, but, like, they have good line play. They have good, you know, running game. They have good passing game. It's just awesome to see Dallas get back on track. You know, they were on track in the 90s. Let's see if they can keep it going into the, this part of the decade. Yeah, so we get fair catch that because, why would you return it or try to? It's in the end zone, just take it. I mean, I got Devin Hester, but Devin Hester's old. Oh, it's just been so real, so awesome to be on this Dallas Cowboys side, They are how about them Cowboys, As Jimmy Johnson used to say. Yeah, so it's just been really fabulous, like to be on this team, be doing these broadcasts, and getting this first down here because that guy's like open by yards. He was wide open. I could just tell when they didn't cover him. I was like, yes. I got to get some more money. Got to get paid more by the damn network, Yeah. So, yeah, it's just closing up the first half here, it's been pretty good. Especially, when you realize that, like, in this game, you got time limits, so it's like, good, I can do that. That should have been picked. That was a bad throw. Off balance, lobbed. Not good. Oh, Goff, you got to make better decisions than that. Alright, so now we're probably going to just run some power over a halfback dive or something. Because, again, running out the clock in the first, at this point, is kind of what you want to do. You don't want to throw too much. You don't want to get too many turnovers, especially in your own end. Yeah, you got stuff. But again, that's a good play call. Set them up a little bit, get the first or whatever. Get that, keep that clock moving. Short passes, always good. Runs, even better. Yep. So, yeah, it's just been real swell. There we go. Good read, Goff, because you don't take that short route if you don't know it's past the first down marker. Like, he was open. That underneath guy was open, but again, you don't know if he's going to get there. So, take the deeper route. And just see what we get out of here. As we get closer to the end of the first half. It's just been great. AT&T Stadium. We were in Dallas. Let's go again. Because, again, keep the clock moving. Feed Gurley. Feed me. Gurley says, feed me. Alright, just keep mixing up formations and see what happens. So the Jets beat the Steelers. That's good. Denver is winning against Atlanta. Wow. Atlanta kept Matthew Ryan in the fantasy draft. That's pretty good. He's a good pickup. I like Matt Ryan, but like I always kind of feel bad for him. He's always been on teams that just can't get it done, So, yeah, that's kind of my feelings with him. Yeah, I don't know. So it's just been really kind of a good game going on here. For me, at least. For the Cowboys, great game. Cincinnati, you got to rethink life decisions. Yeah. I'm just going to go get my phone, start looking up transit, transit shit that I got to do. That's right next to me. That's a plus, because I don't want to get up and knock my controller down and fuck up this shit. 308. What? What the fuck? Okay, so we got the 2-minute warning here. My phone sucks ass. It's just not debatable, alright? So we're gonna X out of YouTube on the phone. it's crazy because it's like I'm broadcasting, I'm doing my thing. Cowboys coming out in the bunch, and they're gonna run it, get some first downs here. 47 minutes. Yeah, I have enough time to finish this. Probably even finish this whole thing and just, you know. It's nice, you know, to finish it and not have to worry about all this crap. Or just like, when you finish something, it's great, but when you don't do it, it's not that great. See what happens here. See if Goff gives a turnover. Nope, he doesn't give a turnover. I thought he was going to audible out of that play, but instead we get another first down. So, yeah. But speaking of that, we got a nice little halftime show coming up, hopefully. If not, then we're just going to go to the second half straight away, and see what happens here as they come out with a gun, but they, don't have anybody in the backfield. So there we go. There we go. Oh. Take a quick timeout there. Stop the clock. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. See what happens. There's, no time left in the first half, so timeouts are important. Let's just see what happens. Goff is up his yards per attempt from 6 to 7. Alright. Yeah, he's got that guy wide open. That's a first. And he gets a... Oh, come on. Don't tell me that's holding. Roughing the passer, I believe, is what the call is. Yeah, because, Cincinnati just can't catch a break today. Yeah, so we are coming up real close. This has been a pretty fine first half for Dallas, but pretty shitty for Cincinnati. It's like not even funny. They're just like getting their ass kicked. It's just like, let's see what they can do here. That's a bad throw, but that was at least out of bounds. Can't be picked. Good bad decision. Good bad Goff. See what they try to do now on second and goal from the 5. Gonna go back to the gun and maybe go with that slot cross. That would be something I would pick. Nope. So they don't go with the slot cross. They're probably going to go with mesh. Which is not a bad play call. Get some guys open in the short, but, lose yards or don't get any yards there. Almost incomplete. Alright. So we're coming up to the end of the first half as was a timeout taken. So we did complete the pass. So now we're just going to try to go something a little more power and hopefully get it in there. Or get some quick slants or something, to get it closer.
Watch left. Tight end to the left.
Yeah, quick slants is probably what you do here because you want that clock to stop. Can't hang on to it. 4th and goal from the 5. Just kick that field goal and get it in, sucker. Shoot. Just so... Just kick that field goal and don't hit the uprights. That would suck. So yeah, we got basically less than a minute here, less than 30 seconds here for the end of the first half, and the Cowboys are on top by a pretty convincing score. It's not 28-3, but it's 27-0. All right. So, yeah, we're going to kick it off to them, and hopefully they don't do something stupid. And, see what happens. Fumble! And it's recovered by Dallas. There goes another 3 points. Make it 30-0. You got no time left in this quarter, so, I mean, why would you, not do that? Just that was, I mean, that's just bad. That's just bad luck right there. You get a fumble. They're just gonna take that field goal and then call it a day for the first half because you have no time. Like you don't have time to do anything really. Kick the field goal, get the 3, kick it off again, and then boom, you're done. So yeah, we're pretty much done with the first half here, and that's a huge accomplishment for Dallas. Let's see what they decide to do with the second half. We're gonna bring that to you in a quick minute. We're not gonna have the halftime show like I thought we would, so we're gonna just roll into the second half here in a second, in about 30 seconds. So yeah, we're gonna just keep it going, keep it moving. And pretty much just the end of the first half. Kneel it down, call it a day, see what happens. And here, they're just gonna, do that and call it a day. So thank you for watching the first half. We're gonna be back with some more football action in a second. All right? Okay. Thank you for watching once again. Bye.